been one of my favorite sites. Very happy to be here with all of our friends and family. Thank you all for coming. We're going to have a great day today, fighting up in the rocks. Unfortunately, I will not be fighting. I got kicked by a horse yesterday morning, and so if you see me hobbling around today, I'm really okay. It doesn't hurt that bad. It's just a little stiff. So I'm good. I'm fine. I'll be all right. But thank you, everybody, for coming out. All the work that went into the 2 vigils last night, we really, really do appreciate it. We appreciate the people that have come from, God, I don't even know how far. California. But thanks everybody for joining us. We're looking to have a wonderful weekend. We do want to start out with a kind of on a sad note. We want to recognize somebody who was really, really important to this kingdom.
Many of you down here knew Master Walthari. He was one of our early laurels. He was an amazing craftsman. He was an inspiration to so many people, and such a kind and just giving man. I had so many conversations with him after I moved here, and every one of them was a joy, and every one of them left me with some new insight and different ways of thinking. And take a moment, especially as we have another one of our treasures of the Outlands here, Master Raymond. And just, this is such an amazing place, and I know he loved the south of this kingdom passionately. So just take a moment as you're doing arts and science stuff and seeing the amazing things we're doing today, and think of this man who was such an inspiration here.
And, just take a moment for your friends and family and just let them know, how you feel, that you care about them, that you love them. We all get very busy with all the things that are going on. Just take a moment. Give a hug, a kiss to somebody that you love, and just let them know, hey, I love you. Thank you all. Looking forward to having a great day.
Their Majesties call Raoul de Lano.
I don't think he's here right now.
Your Majesty, Sir John has an announcement for your court.
Of course, John would have something to say.
Everybody, welcome to the event. We're so grateful that you're all here. I'd like to announce that I'm going to be taking a squire today. I'll be doing it right before combat today. And so you're welcome to be coming up to that area up there where the food's at, and like where our little kitchen is to witness that if you wish. Thank you.
Your Majesties, the Honorable Lord Corbin de Heather has a presentation for your court.
Absolutely.
So, when His Majesty, I have a little story here. When His Majesty was a young child, he used to tend to the family garden. And one day, while tending the weeds, he came across these colorful sticks.
Oh my God.
Now, they were a little fragile, they would snap, but he discovered you could write on hard surfaces with it. And little did he know that these were magical sticks. So he would draw on the back of the fence, the stone fence. And one day he decided, I'm going to draw a mighty, ferocious dragon. Now it was like a child's drawing. It had height, it had width, it had no depth, and it was pretty much a stick figure, right? So the next day, while he's tending the garden, he hears this voice. And he's looking around, and he says, over here, Simon, and he looks and he sees this character on the fence who has height, who has width, but has no depth, and is drawn like a stick figure. And he says, my name is Henry, and your dragon that you did is causing a lot of problems in our land. So we need you to come to our land and fix the problem. And he goes, where is this land? And he was on the other side of this fence. Simon laughed because he knew what was on the other side of the fence. Henry said, no, 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 no. Get your magic sticks, draw a ladder. So he did. Henry said, now climb it. What? This is a drawing. He goes, have faith, climb it. So he climbed it, went over to the other side, and he was in this other land where everything was height, width, no depth, and pretty much just an outline of the figures and flowers and everything else. So they told him, this dragon is ferocious and causing terror, but he sleeps during the day. So if you could go up and redraw him, maybe this dragon will go away. Now he was a little nervous, but since everything had height, width, and no depth, he wasn't that afraid. So he climbs up this hill and he goes in there, and while the dragon's sleeping, he redraws it into a giant, magnificent swan. And when the swan woke up and realized it was no longer a dragon, at first it was upset, but it was no longer its nature. So it came down out of the hill, and the children loved it, and the swan gave the children rides in the lake. So Simon, the young Simon, climbed back over the fence and went about his merry day. For his childhood, for a couple years, this is what he did. And occasionally, his drawings had unintended consequences that he had to go fix. Now, as he became a young man, he kind of forgot those days, but not the children. And the children heard a voice, and this figure appeared, this woman. And so this woman told the children, dig through the garden and you might find pieces of these magic sticks. And then go to Simon and say, my name is Simon, and I like to do my drawings. This day just happened to be a feast in honor of St. Catherine of Bologna, who's the patron saint of artists. And at first he was like, what is going on here, right? And so he finally said, children, take the chalk and do what you will. Now, when Simon became prince, I decided to look up what these magic sticks were. And it turns out they are relics of St. Catherine of Bologna, the patron saint of artists. And so I present to you, Your Majesty, these holy relics from the shaking today.
Sidewalk shot.
That was a good intro.
Oh my goodness. So when you've been as many places as I have, and you've had as many experiences as I've had, and you've been hit in the head as much as I've sometimes you tell stories, and then years down the road, you begin to doubt yourself. Like, did that really happen? Am I full of it? Am I just remembering something that didn't happen? And a lot of those memories happened at various clan wars. Incidentally. And so there was a clan wars about 20 years ago. And we were under a ramada not too dissimilar from this. And we were sitting around talking. And at one point, somebody walks up and hands me one of these holy relics. And says, my name is Simon. I like to do drawings. And I was understandably confused, but okay, I pressed on. And then another person, and then another person, and then another person, and then another person, and then another person. Somebody had made a collection of holy relics, no idea who, and had handed them out to a lot of the people on site and said, go give this to Simon and say, my name is Simon, and I like to do drawings. And when I finally moved back to the kingdom a number of years ago, after all of my travels, and we began talking about these experiences, and literally there were several of us that were here back then, and they were like, no, that's exactly how that went down. Which is good and bad. Because some of those experiences I wished I hadn't encountered, but a lot of them were incredibly fun and made amazing memories. And it was awesome to find out that I hadn't concocted some crazy story in my head that I've been telling for 20 years. So thank you, Corbin. Thank you very much. Thank you for the love and all the fun over the years.
Thank you. Thank you.
But we're not done. But we're not done with Corbin yet. Please.
Excellent.
Yes.
So, as I just mentioned, Corbin and I have known each other for decades. Along with a few other people here, we've known each other a long, long time. And over the years, Corbin has been very helpful in some very difficult situations. And one of those was recently at Penzic. I'll spare you the details, but he stepped up in a time of need and helped and took care of some people. And it was just another example of what Corbin has been doing as long as I have known him. And for that, we would like to recognize him with a Vanguard. So we're gonna read that scroll here in just a minute. But the other thing is Corbin has given me grief for years about being a baron. Baron this, Baron that, the good Baron, the bad Baron. Baron Simon likes to do his drawings. And I thought between all of the service, all of the fighting, and all of the fun that we have experienced, I thought it was meet to award him with a barony of our court.
Truly, the armies of the Outlands are fierce and mighty. We know well that any foes of the stag tremble when they hear the clatter of our march towards them. Martial prowess, vast as it may be, is not all the Outlands brings to foreign wars, and it is meet and fitting that we should see these other facets recognized. It is thus that we, Simon and Arya, glorious upon the stag throne, send warmest greetings to all. In addition to battle and arts and revelry, we ask you each to consider the immense work that is done to create the great wars that we enjoy. Moreover, there are those among our populace who travel untold distance to work and serve these foreign wars. Companions of the Order of the Vanguard of the Outlands are these noble folk who have so distinguished themselves through extraordinary feats of service in support of these foreign wars. Today we turn our regard to Corbin de Heather and do name him by grant of arms as a companion of this worthy order. We grant the right to bear the badge of the order to wit, vert, a sword inverted argent surmounted by a beehive with a bordure embattled or. Pay heed to the words of Simon by right of arms Raw of the Outlands and Arya by grace and courtesy Ren of the Outlands. Let it be known unto all that in consideration of the good and faithful services rendered to our kingdom by our subject, Corbin de Heather, it is our intent to confer great honor upon him this day by creating him as a baron of the court of the Outlands, and in all other lands as well. We grant His Excellency Baron Corbin all rights and privileges pertaining thereunto, including the acclaim and praise of which he is so worthy. In witness, we set our hands this 11th day of October, in the 60th year of the Society, being 2025 Gregorian. Simon, Raw, Arya, Ren. The Vanguard is the work of Phaedra and Master Caradwin. The The barony scroll is also the work of Phaedra and Ibosin Jane.
Thank you for everything.
3 cheers for Baron Corbin. Hip hip. Your Majesties, Maese Carlos, Baron of the Citadel of the Southern Pass, has announcements for your court.
Give us a moment. Oddly enough, I am also taking on a student this afternoon. There will be a prize fight for an hour, a tradition of family violence that I inherited, that I'm passing down to my students. All challenges taken in rapier, we're not doing cut and thrust. We will also be having a friendship, the power of friendship tournament over here, where you have to have a teammate, and you have to hold hands the entire time while fighting. The melees will be in the rocks later in the afternoon.
In 2 weeks, we invite you to come to the Citadel for our Feast of St. Edric, a day in the medieval life. We have set up arts and sciences classes that will last for 3 hours. That way, not only will you learn, but you will have the opportunity to make the product so that you can walk away with something. We will be posting the schedule of classes. It is a little fluid because we know that there is a funeral, unfortunately, I don't know if you're going to be addressing that, the same day in Alvaron. So we understand some of you may want to honor your friend at that place. But we cordially invite you. The next day we will be having a
Champions tournaments, armored combat, rapier combat, and captain of the guard du jour. Sunday, it's also our populous day, and I think we also have another baby shower, because
there's something in the water down there. It's just, we're just,
lots of babies.
it's the only way we can grow our populace, apparently.
It's a process, boss. It's a process. We're trying.
We're on the long-term haul here.
But we'd love to have you all, and we're looking forward to a rapier today, and let's have a great time. And it's going to be great weather. Thank you.
It will be celebrating the Citadel's 42nd year of being a barony, and we would love if you could come. In the name of St. Edric, the feast will be spaghetti with the different toppings. So very casual, very tasty, and we invite
He is
you all.
actually the patron saint
Thank
of
you.
squires with long noses, children, and love spaghetti.
Thank you, Mr. Carlos and Mr. Sciola. So I must make an apology. I wasn't completely all together this morning when we first started. As Mr. Carlos mentioned, there will be a memorial service in Alvaron for Sir Gottfried on that day. Unfortunately, we will be up in Caerta and Caergalen doing baronial pollings up there, and that has been planned for quite some time. We will not be able to attend the memorial service. This upsets me because Gottfried was a very dear friend of mine. He was a good man. He was fun. He was an amazing fighter, even if he was a stinking dirty lefty. And he is missed. He was loved by many, and he is missed. If you are able to make it to that service, it would be appreciated. He was a good man, and he did a lot for a lot of the people in this group and in this area. And so, thank you.
Their Majesties have need of Lady Guinevere, Inyenwi Imley. Does that work? Yeah. I know all of you know probably more even than I. The first time I met this amazing lady, she had made a beautiful wooden game of cube for an auction, and Her Excellency Sabiha and I might have gotten into a bidding war over that. But it's in my house.
That's all that matters.
And every time I see you, you are making beautiful things on behalf of this kingdom, of your barony, of your shire, all of those. It was at the auction in your land that I bought that.
Your lens.
Yes, those two. Yeah.
In Argonia.
Oh, fine. Even this morning, Guinevere made some beautiful additions to the children's toy basket, which will be tonight. And there might be some adults that really would love those additions too, because they are beautiful. And so we wanted to recognize all of this amazing service you do with us staff.
Proclaim to all gentles and nobles, and let it be known by these present letters that we,
Your
Simon,
Majesties would like the order of the stag.
Simon and Arya, Ra and Ren of these mighty Outlands, send due commendations and greetings. We hope not only to embellish, but to increase the dignity of the Outlands when we dispense titles of honor among noble, discreet, and valiant persons. Wherefore we have directed the regard of our consideration to Guinevere Inyen we Inli, who has rendered to us and our kingdom not only useful, but fruitful and honorable service. Hence we do prefer and create her, by grant of arms, a companion of the stag. Right to bear the insignia of the order. There, two stags combatant, sustaining between them a column argent, of ordure and grailed ore. Done by our hands this 11th day of October, Anno Societatis 60, being 2025 Gregorian. Simon, Ra, Arya, Ren. The scroll is the work of Mistress Dragoslava.
Thank you. The things that you make for this kingdom are beautiful and are so useful for all of us.
Thank you for all your work. We really appreciate it.
3 cheers for the Honorable Lady Guinevere. Hip hip.
Huzzah!
Hip, huzzah! Hip, huzzah! Their Majesties call Baron Ivari Edvinson.
How many I served you today?
Now says he loves you too.
Yes.
So, similar to myself, this gentleman has traveled kingdom to kingdom, here and there, near and far, and has brought a lot to our area in a variety of different manners. But what I would like to speak on today is his martial prowess. The first time I fought him, I had come down to Nahrun for an event, and they actually created and held a practice just for me to fight with the populace of Nahrun. And this is like a couple of years ago. So I wasn't even anybody special, and they still did that. And since then, I have gotten to fight him in a number of formats, on a number of days, and the fights that I had with this gentleman at Crown, where he was fighting Glaive in Crown, which, if anybody knows, is a very low percentage weapon if you intend to win Crown.
It's a statement.
It's a statement. He was so good that I barely squeaked by from our fight by the skin of our teeth. Literally an inch here or there, and I probably would not be sitting the throne today. That is how amazing this man is a fighter. And at this point, we would like to call forth the Order of the Thane of the Iron Horse.
and Arya, by grace and courtesy Wren of these fair Outlands, send due commendations and greetings to all gentles and nobles. Equity wills and reason ordains that men virtuous and of noble courage, by their merits and good renown, be rewarded and distinguished by certain ensigns and demonstrations of honor, nobles, and courtesy. Thus, others may, by their example, endeavor to like feats of arms and works of virtue. Wherefore we do publicly commend Ivari Edvinson, and hereby elevate and create him by grant of arms, a Thane of the Iron Heart, for his skill at arms and courage in battle. We further grant him the right to bear the insignia of the order, to wit, bear 2 stacks combatant argent sustained between them, an axe argent hafted or a bordure engrailed or. Done by our hands this 11th day of October, and a Societatis 60, being 2025 Gregorian. Simon, Raw, Arya, Ren. The scroll is a work in progress.
Again, thank you for everything that you've done, fighting and watching. Welcome, greet your brothers.
3 cheers for the newest Thane of the Iron Heart. Hip, hip.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Hip.
Huzzah! I'll give a little everybody into this play once or twice.
Your Majesty, the event steward has announcements for your court.
And yes, you have. Should have, for evening vote, should probably spread a little wider.
Don't worry.
You have a refreshing. Don't hurt yourself.
Good morning, Outlands, and those who have traveled from afar. I really appreciate you all coming here today. The event got a little squished, but we are making it work today, and I appreciate everybody's patience with that. What we are doing is of course, we're having the heavy fighting, we're having light fighting, and we are having archery down where the bathrooms and the line of cars is. Just follow the line of cars out there and you'll make it to the archery range. It's a little rough. It's our first time for a long time being able to do archery for this event. So I'm really happy to be able to allow that to happen today. This is my co-autocrat, Roderick, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm terrible with names, I'm gonna be honest.
It's
So,
new anyways, so.
if you need anything, please come to me, please come to him. We are going to have a silent auction on those 2 tables. We will get them set up after court today, and it will close at 4 o'clock so that we can figure out everything before evening court at 5. We are having a meal tonight. We are having brisket. So everybody that has brought up for the potluck, please come. And those who did not, we still welcome you and enjoy the eating tonight. And there should be probably some drumming and dancing tonight. I'm hoping we got that all organized. So I think that is all I have to say at this moment. Oh, gate? Yes, and gate will be closing at what time today?
Whenever.
Whenever. It'll close whenever today, so we
We
won't.
are open, so come
Yes.
check in.
All right.
Where will gate be?
Gate is right here.
Right there.
Sorry.
Conveniently enough.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I think I'm done.
Thank you guys very much.
For the event steward, hip. Your Majesties, the Baroness of Alvaron would beg a boon of you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for letting me join one of my favorite places, one of my favorite events. I'd like to take advantage of this time, with Their Majesty's permission. There are 2 gentles that we've been chasing for a while, trying to get them the recognition that they deserve. they've served as an inspiration for many, many fighters, many people, and spontaneously ignited and reignited some joy for those that were not feeling the magic as much. And they managed to help others find that magic on the fighting field again. At this time, I'd like to call our two people in. I know that one isn't here. Hopefully the other one is available. And we'd like to recognize them with the Hammer of Albaran.
Lady Aoife, Lady Solana, please present yourself. Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Baroness of Albaran, Adriana, sends unto our cousins, the Baron and Baronesses of the Outlands, and to all others through these present letters shall come greetings. Whereas the great armies of Albaran have ever strode forth in fire and might across battlefields immeasurable, whereas the fist of Albaran might have ever smote down her enemies in battle glorious, and whereas Solana and Aoife have ever been a hammer of destruction, crushing Albaran's enemies against the anvil of the Outlands, I am pleased to recognize her prowess and spirit upon the field of war and admit her into the Order of the Hammer of Albaran and name her a defender of the hammer. Done by my hand this day, 11th day October, Anno Societatis 60, being 2025 in the Carmen era. Adriana, Baroness, calligraphy and illumination done by Lady Altani Volhara.
And for Lady Aoife, if I could just show that incredible work, which is so personalized. Isn't that amazing? She couldn't be here with us, but we will get this directly to her. Thank you so much for your indulgence.
Hammer!
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Good people here assembled, know that in this upcoming ceremony, after the spurs are affixed, there is a violent act between consenting adults. If this is difficult for you to witness, please feel free to avert your eyes or leave the area for that part of the ceremony. In days gone by, there existed many orders of knighthood which recognized the skill and honor of their members in the service of their king and in the defense of the noble ideals of chivalry embodied in their queen did these orders achieve their exalted rank. The society created the Order of Chivalry, which consists equally of the knights and masters of arms, to recognize outstanding martial achievement and the attainment of those qualities and abilities which are the mark of a peer. Members of the Order of Chivalry are mighty warriors, but they are also skilled in the arts and have given of their time to the benefit of the common weal. As such, they have been recognized as peers of the realm. Their majesties now call before them companions of the Order of Chivalry of the Outlands here assembled. The Crown now calls the Honorable Lord Matthias Sturmeyer to come before this court and company.
Majesties, Excellencies, honored Shiv, and the populace, without whom none of this means anything. I introduce to you a man who needs no introduction. We all know him. We know his quality. We know how good he is on and off the field. He has been amongst us for years, and yet we have overlooked him until now. Defender of the Alpha Quadrant, I hereby present unto you his lordship, Matthias!
just like that. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Matthias, have you undertaken to accept the accolade of knighthood that was offered to you at Ground Outlandish Tournament?
I have.
This greatly pleases us. Bring forth the chain. This chain has passed from night to night throughout the ages in our kingdom. Let it now pass from night to night once again.
Sir Patroclus Tempestuous. Mistress Dragoslava Ikonakova. Master Rolik Yarborn. Master Carlos Niente de Andrade. Master Callum of Skye. And Count Zachariah de Cain. Lady Sonia of Nahrun Kabirun. As members of the peerage and populace. Do you now affirm that the Honorable Lord Matthias has grown in gentle virtue and chivalrous grace, which are the hallmarks of a true and faithful peer?
We would hear your words. You have our permission to address the populace.
Sir Patroclus.
I'm going to share with you a little of my journey so that you can better know Matthias. I'm also going to date myself pretty harshly. I moved away from the Outlands in 2004 after 15 years of building friendships and battle brothers. I was gone for 6 years. And those were really rough. I really missed the Outlands. In 2004, MySpace was only a year old. Facebook spawned into existence the month I moved away. There was no Twitter or Snapchat. There was something called Yahoo Groups, I think, that was so terrible most people refused to use it. It was only slightly better than email. A long-distance phone call cost 25 cents a minute, unless you purchased a prepaid card which got you 10 cents a minute. It was very complicated and expensive, especially when minimum wage was only $5.15 an hour. Cell phones existed, but not like today. The smartest phone was like a BlackBerry and had a tiny screen. It wasn't a touch screen. It had a tiny little keyboard, and nobody had them, and they were way too expensive. The smartphone that you and I know now did not become common for another decade. My point is that staying in touch was hard and expensive. The world was a much larger and less connected place. I missed the Outlands so much during those 6 years. I missed my friends, and I missed the SCA culture here. I yearn to return home. The Outlands is truly a special place. I finally returned in 2010 to what felt like an SCA apocalypse. The housing crisis had just destroyed everybody's incomes, and gas prices had risen, and it was just a terrible time to be in the SCA and to travel and go to events. I came home to find that my two shires My two home shires, Carmethan Hall and Glenmendock, had completely died. The local baronies were shadows of their previous glory. I remember showing up to a war practice and there were 3 of us. My precious Nahrun was dying too. Most of my friends were gone. I developed the goal to move to Nahrun. I spent a weekend in Nahrun meeting the members and attending fighter practice. There's a video of that practice, and me and Matthias fought at that practice. It's available on YouTube. The old guard in Nahrun were fostering a new group of college kids, and I knew I could help. It took a few years, but I moved to Nahrun. Matthias was in college pursuing a history degree. I'm not sure who exactly it was that talked some sense into him, but he took some good advice and is now not currently a disgruntled college professor working on earning his tenure. Many of us are grateful for that. Matthias has been driven from the day that I met him. I don't mean just about the SCA or fighting. I mean everything that I've ever seen Tony do, he ends up doing well. From the outside, it looks like magic. From the outside, it looks like he had a good plan, did the research, created a situation where he couldn't fail. He would probably tell me that I give him too much credit. We're shaking heads. Matthias challenges himself, sometimes choosing the harder path, just to prove to himself that it can be done. And I have so much respect for that. When I was knighted, we had a conversation about him becoming my squire. He told me that he wanted to prove to himself that he could do it himself, that he would be on his own merit if he could achieve knighthood. I was a little hurt. But that passed quickly due to the love and respect that he had already earned in me. True to what he told me, he did not accept a red belt from another knight. The more time I spent with Matthias, the more I learned to love and respect him. I realized we were kindred spirits in many ways. I think if that I had not been there, he would have filled the void in our shire. He served so much, not just offering to help everyone set up at events by going camp to camp, but helping building armor and teaching what he knew about anything he had knowledge of, anytime and anywhere, to anyone. I have a saying, everyone is a chatelaine. Matthias is a full-time chatelaine. Full-time, it is never off. The work he did at our demos, our local Renaissance fairs, is legendary. I miss seeing all the wood shavings from his boyer's bench. I miss hearing his conversations with other history buffs. I miss his help in his shop. Matthias was my partner in building the SCA up. He also was one of my shop monkeys. He built a ton of armor, but he built a metric ton of gauntlets. If you're wearing a pair of gauntlets, there's a good chance that came out of our shop that he made them or did some work on them in some way. He probably still has nightmares about setting rivets.
Yeah.
He had his own key to my shop, and during the COVID outbreak, when I moved the shop to my garage, he had a key to my house. Matthias is trustworthy, honest, and loyal. Matthias is an honorable warrior. Matthias is a good steward of the SCA. Matthias is a chatelaine. Matthias has all the qualities of a knight. Matthias is my brother. He is worthy to receive this high honor.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Mistress Dragosova.
Your Majesties, Your Excellencies, and good populace. Matthias may be in Alberon now, but he made his first impression on me at school, in the southern Shire of Nahrun Kabirun. I remember going to an arts and sciences night and seeing him in the corner with a table full of springs and links to create his own chainmail shirt. Once Matthias starts something, it's never a question of if, it's a question of when he finishes it. One of Matthias's most endearing aspects is just that, his perseverance and determination. If he says he will be there after classes, he will drive 6 hours into the night to Estrella War to set up a tent in the dark and then volunteer for a watch. If he says he will make the Shire a shield wall, he will orchestrate the creation of 6 shields. If he is curious about the historical methods on creating a bow, he will fall down the rabbit hole of research until he can make it himself. And if he fails, which all of the greats do from time to time, there is a reason he's coined a catchphrase of "Das ist gut zu üben," which means that is good to practice in German. Matthias's prowess on the field speaks for itself.
Oh, yeah, it does.
His service is always unwavering, and when he puts his mind to something, his determination is limitless. It is for these reasons I believe, on behalf of the Laurels, that Matthias Stumeyer is worthy of this great honor.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Master Roll.
Thank you, Marcius, for allowing me to speak today on behalf of this candidate. I come today representing the Order of the Pelican, for which I am a relatively new member myself. This man's service is strong. His commitment to the groups that he's been involved in, even long after he's left those groups, is known far and wide. This man's commitment to excellence in service is also strong. He strives every year to get a little bit better at all the little stuff, and he helps other people along the way. This man is a true servant to the crown, servant to the populace, and as such, he represents and sets a great example for all those who might be watching. I've collaborated with him on many occasions. I've had the great joy of working with him to bring events to life. He never complains. He only has more ideas, more ways to tweak things, more ways to make them better. He's a practical sort of guy. He never overcommits. This is a strong trait in those who are bound for the service track. But he's also a guy that will show up in the middle of the night. He'll be there when it's the hardest, just to make sure it gets done, so everybody else gets to go to bed early. He's shown that kind of commitment time and time again. I have had the great privilege of discussing his candidacy with other members of my order, and we are in agreement that he is worthy servant to the crown, worthy servant to the populace, and he will serve us well as a knight. And thank you this day for being the ones to finish this business with this worthy and honorable man. Thank you.
Huzzah. Thank you.
Your Majesties, good gentles, new friends and old friends. My name is Maese Carlos Nieto de Andrade, and I am honored today to speak for His Lordship Matthias as member of the Order of Defense. Our order is tasked to speak of the virtue of equity. At its most simplest form, equity means inclusion and fairness to one another. Not just encouraging others to join in and participate in a diverse range of activities, but to also do them himself. At the fundamental level, it is as simple as saying, hey, come with me, let's have fun together. That idea sounds very simple and straightforward, and yet, when a person leads by example, by doing fun things and encouraging others to join in them, in a very diverse range of activities, as we've heard just now, you stand out. Even more so, His Lordship does this with a smile and joy in his heart, and a very nice hat most of the time. It's very important. He fights armored combat, he fences, he does amazing bow work and armory, and he serves as a kingdom officer. It is telling by how you are valued, respected, and most importantly, loved When the offer was made at Grand Outlandish, His Majesty Zechariah discreetly asked me to gather all the fencers present for something. I said, what is it? He said, don't worry about it. Absolutely, Your Majesty, I'll do that. There was a lull in the tournament. We grabbed all the fencers, and on the field, the offer was made, and everybody cheered. Not just the armored fighters, not just the fencers, but everyone cheered because of the love that we have for you.
Huzzah!
His Lordship Matthias is a role model in armored combat, in fencing, and in life. Encouraging others to try, to expand, to go past their comfort levels, to serve, and in general, be a good human. All with a smile on his face and love in their heart. Dominus Domina, assembled peers, friends and good gentles, I know that this man is my equal. I know and see him as a peer, and the Order of Defense unequivocally agrees as such. The Order of Chivalry is enhanced with him in it.
Huzzah!
Master Callum.
Your Majesties, peers of the realm, and good populace, I stand before you today, though not in my own voice, but through the good words of Carl the Piper, who has graciously agreed to speak in my stead. I, Master Callum the Sky, would have wished with all my heart to be here in person on this most worthy occasion, but prior obligations prevent me from joining you. Yet absence of body does not mean absence of spirit. I could not allow this moment to pass without adding the voices of the mark in support of Matthias de Mer. Elevation. We speak today of one whose path has been guided by the light of chivalry. For him, chivalry has not been a word nor a costume to be worn for ceremony, but rather a living code. His actions we have seen courtesy, respect. In his choices we have seen honor upheld. In his service we have seen generosity freely given. This candidate has embodied the knightly virtues, not just in the battlefield deeds, but in the quiet daily conduct that binds us, our community, together. It is also on the field that his worth shines bright. Where others wield swords and spears, he has stood behind the engines of war, mastering the tools of the siege and the great bows of combat archery. With steady hands and steadfast courage, he has reminded us that the art of battle is not only about the single stroke of steel, but also about discipline, calculation, resolve required to command the engines of destruction, and both precision and restraint. In this, he has shown us the balance of might and wisdom that marks a true knight. A knight is not raised for strength of arm alone, but for the strength of character. And so it is fitting that today we witness the culmination of his journey as he takes up upon himself the mantle of knighthood, for he has long borne its spirit. My friends, though I am far away from you in miles, know that I stand with you in heart and voice. I commend this candidate to you as one worthy of the accolade, and I trust that the mark of the knighthood will only further kindle the light of chivalry that already burns within him.
Count Zechariah.
Your Majesties, His Excellency Zechariah is not able to be with us this day. He's traveling in Palantir, but he asked me to speak his words. I apologize that I am not in attendance for this well-deserved elevation. As I am sure you have heard today, Matthias endlessly gives to all aspects of the society. On a weekly basis, he can be seen arming others, training, and recording before he steps to the field to work on improving his own martial prowess. He has always done so with an air of quiet nobility that is inspiring to new and tenured members of our game. Matthias is the type of man who will represent the Outlands well, no matter where he goes. The sentiment has been expressed to me by multiple royal peers, and we endorse his elevation wholeheartedly. Signed, Zechariah.
Lady Sonia.
Bill Cumming, Euer Majestäten, Exzellenzen und die guten Leute des Volkes. I come before you today to speak humbly on behalf of the populace for the Lord Matthias Sturmer. As a part of Matthias's Nahrun family, we are honored that he has chosen to hold this joyous and auspicious event in the land he once and forever will be able to call home. It is in fact in this land that an idea took root. Das ist gut zu üben. Not being concerned in the slightest by mundane passerby at a fighter practice one evening, Matthias donned his armor and began to stretch, do push-ups, and run in place enthusiastically, while the others stood about or fiddled with their gear. Lord Siegfried, Mistress de Groslava, and I jested with him about his antics. He turned to us and asked, "What is it is good to practice in German?" Being mildly learned in the language, Dragoslava and I responded with our best answer, "Das ist gut zu üben." A twinkle lit his eye, and he repeated it proudly, "Das ist gut zu üben." Matthias has since become the embodiment of that phrase, finding strength and wisdom through his own wit and perseverance. Be it sprinting around a field in full armor, filming fights to be studied later, experimenting with various unconventional weapon formats, or bringing water and loner gear for his opponents. Matthias has become someone who is truly worthy of being called a knight. He has carved his own path on the field, and he brings joy and enthusiasm to light the way for others so they might succeed as well. Thus, Matthias practiced, and thus has been observed. On that note, I would end with a compilation of words and phrases by our own very populace to describe Matthias and those practices that he is known for. Being unabashedly himself, wavering commitment to Altani, independence on the battlefield, enthusiastically kind, clanking, you know what that means, not looking at the mountain, putting on minimals so others could use his armor, epic lawful, approachability like a golden retriever. Not wrong. Spreading infectious motivation, strategizing, patience and tolerance, determination, positivity, kindness, challenging himself, progressing from the beginnings of very first siege engines to where he is now, driving toward goals formerly thought unobtainable, now obtained. Rot and decay in the best way, and you know what that means. Being a rat bastard, also in the best way. Good humor, earnestness, studying his craft, inclusiveness. I'll see you at the next practice, in quotes. Wearing a nice hat, being apologies for the words. Being reliable, loyalty, steadfastness, selflessness, and exceptional fencing abilities. And with those words, I would say that the populace has deemed him very worthy.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Well done.
Gentle peers and populace, we thank you for your wise and kind counsel. This man, personally, is so very dear and special to me. Similarly to Patrick, he and I also had a conversation about the potential for being a squire. And he gave me the same answer that he gave Patrick. Very eloquently, very clearly, and very finally. I had known him for a little while, but when he finally moved to Alberon, he immediately was at every practice.
Yes.
When he first showed up, because of his love for fighting. He literally fought with everything that you could imagine, all in one practice. At a certain point, Jose and I had a conversation with him. Maybe we work on just a couple of things each practice and kind of fine-tune those things. And unlike many young fighters, he took our advice immediately and began to work on specific things while continuing to play with everything that you can imagine. At a certain point, his prowess was so good that as I was discussing with one of my brethren in the Shiv, well, what do you think about his prowess? And I said, well, I fight him every Sunday and Wednesday, and I haven't been able to sit down for about 6 months. Thankfully, I finally learned to block that one, but then he found someplace else to hit me. Usually in the squishy parts. As people have said, he's also there with armor, rapier, everything you can imagine, and he is watermelon.
Yes.
He's probably saved my life on a couple of occasions. And, filming our fighting and just generally being helpful, instructive, and kind. When their majesties, Zachariah and Mariana, offered him at Outlandish, I was very torn. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was deserving of this honor. But I was a little sad that I didn't get to be the one to offer and elevate him. When things fell out such that he was not able to make this happen during their reign, and Zachariah came to me and asked me if I would be willing to allow him to pass this on to us and have us do this today, I was overjoyed. It seemed the best of both worlds. And I am so happy to be here today to be able to do this for someone who is my friend and my brother and is just incredibly worthy and deserving of this honor. You have my love, and I'm so happy to be able to do this for you.
Huzzah.
Matthias, you have been deemed fit for this high estate by your peers, and have indicated your willingness to accept this honor from our hands. Do you now swear? By all that you hold sacred, true, and holy, that you will honor and defend the crown and kingdom of the Outlands.
I will.
That you will honor, defend, and protect. That you will honor, defend, and protect all those weaker than yourself. All those weaker than yourself.
I will.
That you will be courteous.
That you will be courteous
And honor your peers.
and honor your peers. Of the chivalry, of the laurel, of the pelican, of the defense, and of the mark.
I will.
That you will conduct yourself in all matters as befits a peer. Drawing your sword only for just cause. That you will enshrine in your heart the noble ideals of chivalry to the benefit of your own good name and the greater glory of the Outlands.
I will.
Then having sworn these solemn oaths, know now that we, Simon and Arya, by right of arms, Ra and Ren of these Outlands, do W with our sword lightning, and by all that you hold sacred, true, and holy. Once for honor, twice for duty, thrice for chivalry. Arise, Sir Matthias! The belt.
Accept this white belt, symbolizing the purity of your honor, the sign of the order of chivalry, and of your knightly rank and station.
Bring forth the chain. Accept from our hands this chain, passed from night to night. For each night is a link in the honor of our kingdom. It symbolizes your fealty to crown and kingdom. Take this chain and swear.
This day do I render homage and fealty to my sovereign lord and lady, Simon and Arya, by right of arms, Roy and Rian of the Outlands, who shall from this day forward be my liege, lord, and lady. I shall remain true in all ways, serving them faithfully. This do I swear by my belt and chain, and by my honor and the high ideals I hold as a knight of the realm and society. This I swear, Matthias, Sir Matthias Strumer.
We accept your homage and fealty. And pledge to you that from this day forward.
And pledge to you from this day forward, until the end of our reign, you are our liege man. That we will honor your order and defend your rights as a peer. That we will protect the trust that you have placed in us. Mighty with justice, tempered with mercy. Accept this chain, which shall symbolize your duty and your bond as a liege man, in fealty to the crown of the Outlands. Never forget the burden of this chain. Is there a sword?
Accept this sword, which will symbolize your Protestant arms, and remember well, the sword of chivalry should only be drawn in defense of the realm, or for those weaker than yourself. Wear it with care, wield it with mercy. On top of that, though me and Simon might have fronted it for the sword, many people have actually helped chip in to get it. For those who don't know, he does a lot of rapier too. He can steal a sword so he can use it as needed. And his wife made sure we got the right.
Bring forth the spur.
former times, knights rode forth to mete out justice in the name of the crown. Accept these spurs which symbolize your devotion to the high ideals of chivalry and justice. Wear them honorably and proudly, and may they never be hacked off in shame or degradation.
Let this be the last blow you receive unanswered.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Know all to whom these present letters shall come, that we, Simon, by right of arms, Raw of the Outlands, and Arya, our wren, send greetings. Our loyal subject, Matthias Sturber, has demonstrated great chivalry and prowess upon the field of honor, rendering high and noble service to crown and kingdom in war and peace. We do hereby prefer and create him to the rank and dignity of Knight of the Society for Creative Anachronism. Know ye that we do hereby confirm and award those arms previously registered by the College of Arms by these letters patent, to wit, Quarterly, Vert and Sable, an eagle and an bordure embattled argent, which Sir Matthias shall hold for his sole use, as we have commanded it to be described and depicted here. In witness whereof we affix our Royal Signs Manual this 11th of October, in the 60th year of the Society, being 2025 in the Common Era. Simon, Raw, Arya, Wren, I, Whitestead Principal Herald, do attest that the said arms have been duly registered with the College of Arms. Andreas. Calligraphy and illumination are the work of his loving wife, Lady Altani Volkova.
Nobody does this alone. Thank you, Altani, for everything that you have done to support and help and be there for Matthias. You played an incredibly large part in this, and everybody understands that. Go and greet your parents.
Good job. What I told you, don't end.
As we close for today, go, have fun. Let's make our battles among the rocks injury-free. And as you join us for evening court, we would ask as we battle the fading of the light for the day, please bring your lanterns with us so that we can make sure we celebrate and see all of our friends. Thank you all.
Here now recesses the court of Simon and Arya, Rob and Red of the Outlands. Their Majesties wish you to enjoy your day.